Experience the rich and hearty flavors of Grandma's chili, or gin-gins, a beloved recipe that I've been making for years. This simple and flavorful dish is not too hot, making it perfect for even the pickiest of eaters. Customize it to your liking by adding your favorite toppings, such as shredded cheddar, crackers, or a dollop of sour cream. Or you could serve it alongside cornbread for a soul-fulfilling meal that will warm your heart and satisfy your taste buds. Meet me in the kitchen and let's get started. I gathered all my ingredients from the pantry and set them by the stove. In a large pot, I placed my ground beef, and as it was simmering, I chopped it really well with the meat separator. I added a pinch of salt and a dash of black pepper to the ground beef as it cooked to enhance the flavor. Once the ground beef is fully cooked, carefully remove the excess fat from the pot, leaving only a small amount to saute the additional ingredients. Alternatively, you can use a colander to drain the excess fat from the cooked beef. This will help make the dish healthier and reduce the calorie content. Now, after draining the excess fat from the pot, add in the chopped onions, bell peppers, and I like to use 3 colors, green, red, and yellow, sliced mushrooms, then your chili seasoning, a little bit of water, and some beef bouillon. Stir the ingredients together until they are well combined and the bouillon has dissolved. Now in just a little bit I'm going to share a hotly debated topic in regards to chili, and then I'll also share some common mistakes people make when making chili. Continue to cook the mixture over medium heat until the vegetables are tender and the liquid has reduced. Stir in occasionally to prevent sticking. This will infuse the dish with a deep, rich flavor and aroma that will make your taste buds sing. Once the vegetables are tender and the liquid has reduced, add in the chili beans, crushed tomatoes, and frozen corn. Stir the ingredients together until they are well combined and the chili is heated through. This will give the dish a hearty texture and a burst of sweetness from the corn that pairs perfectly with the savory flavors of the beef and the vegetables. Now, just a side note, if you're lucky enough to have tomatoes that were grown in your grandma's garden, they can make a wonderful addition to your chili. The flavor of homegrown tomatoes is often sweeter and more complex than store-bought ones, and they can add a delightful freshness and acidity to the dish. Using fresh from the garden canned tomatoes in your chili is a great way to honor your family's culinary traditions and add a personal touch to the dish. So go ahead, give it a try. You won't be disappointed. Now before serving, taste your chili and adjust the seasonings as needed. You may want to add a bit more salt, pepper, chili powder, or other spices to enhance the flavor to your liking. Remember to start with a small amount of seasoning and gradually add more until the desired taste is achieved. This will help you avoid over-seasoning the dish and ensure that it is perfectly balanced. Once the chili has simmered for about an hour and the taste is to your liking, turn off the heat and let it set for a few more minutes to allow the flavors to meld together. Then ladle it into bowls and garnish it with your favorite toppings, such as shredded cheese, sliced jalapenos, or chopped cilantro. These toppings will add color, texture, and flavor to the dish, making it even more delicious and satisfying. Serve the chili hot and enjoy. Now, I mentioned that there was a debate about chili. Now, you can be in either one of 2 camps. Beans or no beans? The debate over whether to include beans in chili is a hotly contested issue among chili enthusiasts. Some believe that beans are an integral part of the dish, adding texture, flavor, and nutritional value, while others argue that true chili should be made with meat and spices alone. Ultimately, the decision of whether to include beans in your chili is a matter of personal preference. And oh my mercy, don't tell them I added corn to mine. The second topic is the consistency of chili. Now there's two main camps here, those who prefer chunky, hearty chili and those who prefer brothy, soup-like chili. The chunky version typically contains larger pieces of meat, vegetables, and beans, while the brothy version has a thinner consistency and may contain a higher ratio of liquid to solid ingredients. Both versions of chili can be delicious, and the choice really depends on personal preference. If you like a heartier, more substantial dish, go for the chunky chili. Chunky chili. If you prefer something lighter and easier to eat, a brothy chili may be more your style. Now, while making chili is relatively a simple process, there are a few common mistakes that can detract from the dish. Here are a few things to watch out for. 1. Overcooking the meat. Overcooking the meat can cause it to become tough and dry. To avoid this, be sure to cook the meat only until it's browned and then remove it from the heat. Second problem, not draining the excess fat. Failing to do this can cause the chili to become greasy and heavy. Be sure to drain the fat before adding your other ingredients. Number 3, using too much liquid. Adding too much liquid can make the chili too soupy and dilute the flavor. Start with a small amount of liquid and adjust as needed. 4. Under-seasoning. Failing to season the chili adequately can result in a bland and uninteresting dish. Be sure to taste and adjust the seasoning as needed. And lastly, ignoring the heat level. Depending on the type of chili powder and other seasonings you use, the dish can end up being too spicy or not spicy enough. Be sure to taste the chili and adjust the heat level to your liking. By avoiding these common mistakes, you can ensure that your chili turns out delicious and satisfying every time. So thank you so much for being in the kitchen with me today and allowing me to bring Grandma's Kitchen to your table one delicious meal at a time. And I'll talk to y'all later.